That old devil moon.
Message from Starfleet, sir.
On screen, Lieutenant.
The Enterprise will proceed to the Alpha Proxima system. While the indigenous race on Proxima 3 has not reached a technological level commensurate with entering the Federation, and therefore under the protection of the Prime Directive of non-interference, we do maintain a discrete monitoring satellite. It has picked up activity from an asteroid in an elliptical orbit. You are to investigate without interfering with life on the planet.
According to the library computer, the Alpha Proxima system has 5 planets and an asteroid belt. A large asteroid is heading towards the inner planets and should pass close by Proxima 3. It passes through the interior of the system once every 200 years. The people of Proxima 3 call it Scythe, the same name as their god of war.
God of War, Mr. Spock? Isn't that a bit surprising from a people whose technology matches 20th century Earth?
Considering the level of warfare during that century, I'm surprised that it is Earth that did not have a god of war. In any case, about a millennium ago, Proxima 3 suffered a globally devastating war.
Blew themselves back to the Stone Age, Mr. Spock?
Late Bronze Age, Ensign. They rebuilt their world in half the time it had taken to get there originally. But the Armageddon was mythologized as a battle between the Sophs and Lucars. In that war, the planet was raised, and all the gods died except Scythe. He had rained fury down upon the world, then went off on a long dance of victory. His return is a time for worldwide soul-searching and atonement.
And Scythe returns and our monitoring station picks up activity.
It would seem that we should proceed to Alpha Proxima and scan Scythe.
It seems so. Let's go and do the usual thing of doing a little bit of research. So let's see about Scythe.
Scythe, a large asteroid in an elliptical orbit in the Alpha Proxima system. Spectral analysis of its composition indicates that it has minimal atmosphere and that it was once a moon of the planet Proxima, hurled out of its orbit by a catastrophe. The 17th letter of the Lucre alphabet is named Scythe, probably not by coincidence. Proxima, the 3rd planet in the Alpha Proxima system. This Class M planet is widely habitable except for zones of extreme radioactivity on the southern continent. About 1,000 years ago, the 2 dominant political systems, the Lucars and the Sophs, engaged in a nuclear war that resulted in the deaths of 3/4 of the world's population through direct or collateral damage. Proxima's current civilization is non-spacefaring and does not have contact with the Federation. Sophs, one of the 2 ancient races of Proxima, they lived in a highly advanced culture that valued the community ahead of the individual, which put them in conflict with the Lucars. The Sophs used base 4 in their mathematics, and their organization was based on units of 4 to make up sets of 100. Lucars, one of the 2 ancient cultures of Proxima, see Sophs. The Lucars believed that a man who made the most of his ability was a god. Their individualism put themselves at odds with the communitarianism of the Sophs. The Lucars used base 3. Their organization was based on units of 3, making up sets of 99. The number 99 was known to have religious importance to them.
Now, if I remember correctly, this away mission, there is some maths involved. So it's going to be fun.
Base 3, the mathematical basis for the Lucre culture. There are 3 numbers in base 3, 0, 1, and 2. Thus 3 in base 3 is 1, 0. 4 is 1, 1. 5 is 1, 2. 6 is 2, 0. 9 is 1, 0, 0. 17 is 1, 2, 2. And 99 is 1, 0, 2, 0, 0. Base 4, the mathematical basis for the Sophs culture. There are 4 numbers in base 4, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Thus 4 in base 4 is 1, 0. 7 is 1, 3. 8 is 2, 0. 12 is 3, 0. And 16 is 1, 0, 0.
Have you got all that? Good.
Nothing to report at this time, Captain.
Our orders are to proceed to Alpha Proxima, sir.
I believe Alpha Proxima is here.
We are out of sensor range, Captain. I suggest we orbit the asteroid.
I am picking up primitive radio broadcasts from Proxima 3, sir, but nothing from Scythe.
Entering standard orbit.
Another mission where we don't have to have a battle right from the start. That's good.
A sensor scan of Scythe reveals surface features consistent with damage left by a nuclear attack. It would seem to have been a target during Proxima's war.
Scythe rained fury down on the planet and then left on a dance of victory. A missile base, Captain?
It would seem to make sense.
Captain, I just monitored a narrow beam message from Scythe to Proxima 3. I don't have it all. I just caught a bit of the initial burst. I'm attempting a translation, but it appears to be a computer code.
Any response from the planet?
The Proxtrites will not have the equipment necessary to understand and reply to that code for another 25.6 years at their present rate of development. Still translating, Captain.
Wait, that was Spock speaking then? Anyway, let's head down.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
Captain, Mr. Scott wishes to speak with you.
Mr. Scott?
Aye, we've had some slight problems with the transporters.
We didn't notice anything beaming down.
Just a glitch in the main transporter program. Mr. Kyle is loading a backup and we're performing tests. The transporters will be down for about an hour.
That will still give us plenty of time, Scotty.
I know. I have the lads in engineering doing a complete overhaul of the ship's systems.
Good, Mr. Scott. I'll keep you posted. Kirk out.
This is the planet Proxtra, currently 600,000 kilometers from this moon. Dr. Leonard McCoy, knowing that they aren't likely to encounter any medical problems, is rather annoyed about being dragged yet again into the transporter. Ensign Mosier seems to be rather curious about the planet's technology. Mr. Spock looks forward to examining the technology of this ancient culture. James T. Kirk worried about the safety of the people of Proxtra. There are many rocks here. This looks like a heavy-duty security door built into the side of a hill on this moon.
The atmosphere is breathable, Jim, but hardly nourishing. We should either get inside or go back to the ship.
Area secure, Captain.
Aside from the security door on what should be a lifeless planetoid, this place is unremarkable.
He doesn't seem to be in a talkative mood right now.
He still isn't very talkative. I wonder why.
I cannot get readings from this range, Captain. But if we do not hurry, there will be nothing left to get a reading on. The rocks have a high quantity of triphosphorus silver in them. Unremarkable except for low-grade power emanations from the door area. As expected, Captain, the source of power emanations lies beyond that door.
A power source that has lasted millennia and endured major catastrophes. That's fascinating, Mr. Spock.
Do you have Vulcan blood, Ensign?
No, sir.
It's what I was afraid of, Jim. The thin atmosphere of this moon doesn't provide enough protection from cosmic rays. We shouldn't stay here any more than a few hours.
You retrieve a rock. Triphosphate silver in its raw form.
Okay.
Captain, I'm afraid we got a wee problem here.
What is it, Scotty?
There is some sort of virus in the main computer. Our phasers and tractor beams have been disabled, and there's no way we're getting them back in 3 hours.
There goes our backup plan. Do what you can, Mr. Scott.
Aye, I will, Captain. I may yet have a trick or two that I can pull, but don't count on any miracles.
Isolate that virus. That's your number one priority.
That it is, Captain. We'll keep you informed. Scott out.
This heavy-duty door has taken numerous micrometeorite strikes but still appears solid. It looks like some sort of display panel. A lens sits above the doorway, but is it mere decoration? This is a keypad that looks functional. McCoy is examining himself for cosmic radiation sickness symptoms. James T. Kirk, a man with a problem, a big problem that is getting bigger.
Fair enough.
Ensign Mosier is glad to be a member of this landing party, at least for now. It never ceases to amaze you how passive Spock can be, even in the presence of extraordinary wonders.
Well, here's a Vulcan. Well, half Vulcan.
The origin point for the broadcast Uhura monitored was approximately 50 meters beyond this door.
Well, we won't be able to phaser any outbound missiles.
It appears that our mission has increased in importance.
This door is huge. If they were humanoid, they could have been giants.
From what we know about the Lucars, they had an affinity for size. Their machines weren't just equipment, they were also monuments.
I can believe that.
We should stay inside as much as possible. We must try to protect ourselves from the cosmic radiation.
The door still appears to be in operating condition. This appears to be a dust-covered lens of some sort. A working display panel, Captain. There is power running to the keypad.
Okay. I think it's time we get in there.
That did not seem to work, Captain. Perhaps we should try a number that had some significance to them. Remember, they were very superstitious.
Well, the clue here is that when we looked into the computer, the number 99 had significant. Oh, the number 99 has significance to them, and I believe the number associated with number 99 was 1200.
I see you deduced that 10200 in the Lucas Base 3 was equal to their sacred number 99.
Report, Scotty. How are things going?
About as badly as a kilt in a blast furnace, Captain. Wait a minute. Lieutenant Uhura has some news for you.
The virus came from our sensor sweep of the moon's computers. We believe we have analyzed the memory sectors it attacked.
Well done, Uhura.
I wish I could take credit for it. It was Mr. Kyle who found the pattern. We are attacking it with antivirus programs.
Computer science sounds more like medicine every day.
If we had a doctor as good with computers as you are with patients, we'd be having a lot fewer problems.
Finally, someone who appreciates me.
Keep working at it, Uhura. Kirk out.
Well, at least the music is dying down a little bit. So we must be a little bit less in danger.
A computer terminal. Each word in the Lucre language has 3 aspects: submissive, neutral, and aggressive, to supply connotation to their language. The door has some strange writing on it. A keypad in base 3. Ensign Mosier is scanning the area for potentially hostile life forms. Spock looks at the equipment and raises an eyebrow. James Kirk, the burden of command is quite heavy at times. McCoy wishes this place was less technological.
This place does seem to provide protection against cosmic rays.
I don't see why they bothered putting an atmosphere here, Captain. There hasn't even been bacteria here in centuries, let alone humanoids.
You get no response.
The Lucres did not seem to have a problem with security.
My tricorder is picking up large supplies of frozen oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide beneath the surface, enough to last many centuries.
At least we won't have to worry about suffocating.
We appear to be in some type of security lock. No defensive systems are apparent here, but considering the size of the doors, they probably don't need them.
A computer terminal, Captain. It uses the Lucre alphabet. I think I can decipher it. This door is similar to the one on the outside of the secure lock, except that it has not weathered over the years. Electrical panels indicate the keypad on the right controls the door. This keypad is fully functional and controls the door. Its entry code is in base 3. The console reports the following. Welcome to Orbital Missile Base. Codename Scythe. This base has been operational for the past week. It has completed one successful fire mission. Estimation of success is at 22 over 100.
22%? That's very low. Hardly something to brag about.
Doctor, in base 3, 22 divided by 100 is equivalent to 8 out of 9, or 88%. I would think that quite satisfactory, given this base's probable mission of destroying the soft forces on Proxtree.
It says the base has been operational for a week, but this has been here for 1,000 years.
If the Lucres built this base with a clock that told the time by measuring the moon's rotational speed, or the gravitational forces generated by Proxtree and the sun, the computer may have calculated only a week of time has passed since its first action. I might be able to learn more with another look at the console. There is a substantial amount of data here, but in summary, Scythe was created by the Lucres as a launching platform for missiles to keep the Softs subjugated to their influence. The Softs managed to infiltrate the base. However, their actions triggered Scythe's auto-attack mechanisms and initiated a holocaust that nearly annihilated the planet. One soft strike did, in fact, hit the moon and deflected it from its orbit. It has been dormant since then.
So why has the base been activated again?
Given the damage to the moon, its slow rotation and orbit, it has never realized the war is over. On this pass, for the first time, it has detected radio wave transmissions from Proxtree. Because it does not recognize them, it assumes the Softs are still active. Its transmission to the planet, I would assume, was some sort of a check beacon to see if it should continue its mission.
Jim, let's return to the ship and blast this place to destroy its weapons.
Doctor, this moon is a god to the people down there. If we destroy it, we will violate the Prime Directive.
Spock is right, Bones. Spock, what are the chances that we could decode the transmission and send a stop code to the base?
In trinary or decimal?
Spock!
1.327 million to 1, provided the archaeological studies about Lucre's languages are correct. Our other option is to get into this base and see if we can bring the computers down.
I guess we're going into this base. And Spock said he needs to check the terminal again. I guess he's already done that with the amount of dialogue that just happened. Oh.
That did not work, Captain. It is probable this lock also uses a number of some significance.
Okay, let's try 122.
Fascinating. If the Federation language studies were correct, the ideograph for the word Scythe in the Lucre's language is the 17th symbol in their alphabet that corresponds with 122 in base 3.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Captain, we have a cure for the computer virus.
Well done, Uhura.
I modified Cathral C to exclusively attack the Lucre virus. They annihilated each other, Captain.
Fascinating, Lieutenant.
The Klingons aren't going to be happy to learn that they helped us. How about the phasers and tractor beams?
We may get the tractor beams online in time, Captain. I'm afraid even the backup phaser transmission codes were affected. We could destroy some missiles manually, but if this complex decides to launch more than 10 missiles at a time...
Understood. The ball is in our court. We'll give it our best shot. Kirk out.
James Kirk seems relieved by the good news from his ship. So far, this mission has been boring from a medical standpoint. Spock, deep in thought, analyzes the Lucre computers.
Where?
As soon as this mission is over, Ensign Mosher is going to write his sister, who serves on board Pegasus Science Station, and gloat about everything he's seen. This doorway leads back to the security lock and outside. This door appears to be very solid. This panel is designed to receive an ID card to make the door open. This doorway leads to another area of the complex.
At least the Enterprise is safe.
Unless the computers decide to send more powerful viruses to the Enterprise.
Then we're just going to have to prevent that.
When I retire from Starfleet, I'm going to write one heck of an autobiography.
Fascinating, Doctor. I look forward to reading it.
But that way I can finally get someone to listen to me.
Please allow me to concentrate, Captain.
Sorry, Mr. Spock.
This machinery is incredible. Are all your landing missions this much fun? I might never leave this place.
Circuits and atmosphere pumps are hidden in the walls. Nothing to report, Captain. This door is made from remarkably dense alloys. Even our most powerful phaser rifle or welder would not be able to penetrate it.
The thing must be almost as tough as a starship hull.
Indeed, Ensign, and considerably thinner. A remarkable achievement in metallurgical engineering. This panel has a slot in it rather than a keypad. The slot bears traces of triphosphorus silver, and power is currently running to it. I am recording the pattern of this lock into my tricorder. Circuits and atmosphere pumps are hidden in the walls. Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report.
Okay.
Although centuries old, these lights still provide illumination for this complex.
Can't say I like the decor.
The Lucres did not leave behind many examples of their architecture.
I can see why.
Captain, with the 3K AG content of the surface rocks and the tricorder scan of the pattern inside the lock, I believe the laser drill can be used to fashion the ID card needed to open the sealed door in the other chamber.
Ensign Mosher scouts for signs of trouble, as well as glancing at the great-looking laser drill. James T. Kirk, captain of the USS Enterprise. Dr. McCoy again wonders why he even came along. Mr. Spock puzzles over the illogical design of some of these circuits. This is an ancient laser drill. A closed box sits on the floor. You look but see nothing of note. These are display panels for the laser drill. These are display panels.
This technology is cruder and less efficient than the rest of the complex, Captain.
Why was I even brought down on this mission, Jim? I'm a doctor, not a welder.
Looks like a museum piece to me, Captain.
This is one heck of a museum, Ensign.
Still a mess, though.
Nothing to report.
Whoops.
The drill is unremarkable, except its aiming component is corroded and frozen in place. These are display panels for the laser drill. They are still functional. These are display panels.
I believe this is correct.
Captain, the machine requests the proper coordinates before it may perform this operation. These are display panels.
Okay, I believe I made a mistake.
I used the key card pattern scanned from the lock to program the drill. It should now be able to make a template of the key card in the rock.
There we go.
The laser drill has cut a template for the keycard in the stone.
Spock, why don't you check out those laser drill controls?
That should be enough.
This is a keycard made from the triphosphorate silver rock. This box contains old wire and connectors.
Nothing to report, Captain.
Okay. Literally just wires and connectors.
This appears to be the brain of Scythe. There are two identical but isolated computers that communicate with a third, which controls the launch of missiles.
This computer controls the launch of missiles. It is directly controlled by the other computers. This door is marked with a radiation hazard symbol. Missiles of death and destruction. The Lucre believed that you could never have enough of them. This computer is marked with the last letter of the Lucre alphabet. This computer is marked with the first letter of the Lucre alphabet. Dr. McCoy takes several deep sighs and closes his eyes. Ensign Mosier awaits orders. Captain James T. Kirk, fingering his communicator, wonders if anything else is happening aboard his ship. These instruments of war make Spock uncomfortable, but he says nothing.
I wish I hadn't seen any of this.
Sometimes it's useful to confront the dark side of our nature, that which we might become.
No intruders, Captain. I think everyone died a long, long time ago. I wonder what caused it.
For people with emotions, Ensign, there are many things that can cause hatreds. And each new hatred breeds more hatred and makes the path of peace harder to find.
It's easy to say when you're not involved personally, Mr. Spock. But when people have treated you like a second-class being because you were different, hate can become the only thing they can't take away from you. That is what started most of the firestorms of history.
Well, gentlemen, here's one fire we can put out. Let's go to work. I don't have anything to say right now, Bones.
These warheads are not a very efficient delivery system, Captain.
Who needs efficiency when the end of the world is everywhere around here?
Curb your emotions, Doctor. They serve no constructive purpose here.
There's nothing constructive about this place, Spock. It's an obscenity.
This computer directly controls the missile launch system. There is no way to interface with it directly, but the other two computers are accessible. This computer is functional and performing an average 1.2 million operations per second. This computer is functional and performing an average 0.75 million operations per second.
Welcome to Side Operations Center, Alpha Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 3.21 hours adjusted.
Okay. Not exactly sure what's happening at the moment.
Welcome to Side Operations Center, Omega Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 1.31 hours adjusted.
Captain, something is wrong with the computers. They may be twins, but they are not identical.
It appears they are out of sync, Captain. I have to assume the Alpha unit has a virus which is using up an incredible amount of computing time.
They report different optimum launch times, which is right.
Given the elliptical orbit and the range at which they will pass Proxtree, the Omega unit is correct, but the window is very narrow. A variation of minutes will mean the missiles run out of fuel and fall harmlessly into the sun.
Can you reprogram the Lucre's computer to give us that time, Mr. Spock?
Reprogramming an old alien computer is not simple, Captain. The odds against success are 10,221 to 1 against.
Too bad old Omega here couldn't just take a sick day and miss the firing.
Because the two machines are isolated, the virus did not spread from one to the other.
If we could only bridge them.
And we can bridge them.
The connector snaps into place.
Welcome to Side Operations Center, Alpha Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 3.21 hours adjusted. Welcome to Side Operations Center, Omega Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 1.54 hours adjusted.
The launched missiles will run out of fuel before they reach Proxtree. They will drift into the sun and burn up.
Kirk to Enterprise, how are the transporters, Scotty?
They're operational again, Captain. We're ready to bring you back at any time.
Bring us home.
Message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have read your report on the problems at Proxima 3 and evaluate your performance at 100%. You and your crew received 4 commendation points. A perfect mission, Jim. You are a model for all Starfleet.
Hard to believe that Earth came so close to the brink itself.
Vulcans, too. Both, in the end, looked into the abyss and came to the only logical conclusion.
Logic? Humans? I'm dreaming, Jim.
Sometimes it is harder and braver to make peace rather than war.
Sounds like emotion had its part to play in a positive sense, too.
I don't know about you, but I'd like to bid an emotional goodbye to Alpha Proxima myself.
Take us out of orbit, Mr. Suda.